I'd like to talk about this Unite the Right trickery played on the Glenn Youngkin campaign. Um, it's a dastardly act, but it's also emblematic of just how nonsensical our political discourse is these days. So a bunch of guys show up in front of a bus dressed in khaki pants, and somehow we're supposed to denote that that makes Glenn Youngkin a white supremacist. I mean, the whole thing is just so goofy. And you wonder why McAuliffe just can't engage in truthful debate about issues.
It's the same underhanded tactics that we saw LeVar Stoney utilize in Wisconsin, where his team slashed the tires of the Republican vans, and LeVar initially lied about it until the FBI got involved. But at that point, the damage is already done. Had there not been people on the internet who quickly identified that there's a very high possibility that the people who did that stunt actually worked for the Democratic Party of Virginia or campaigns affiliated with the Democratic Party of Virginia, then I think this could have been a torpedo missile to the Youngkin campaign. But then once that's found out, all of a sudden the Lincoln Project comes out from the woodwork and claims they did it.
Yeah, when you look at the people, the little punks who were standing there, they're all Democratic activists. And if you look at what happened, the timeliness of it all is immediately in the morning, the McAuliffe campaign was running on 8 cylinders, putting the story out, which means they obviously knew it was coming out to begin with. They were in cahoots with those folks. And blaming it on the Lincoln Project, that was a subterfuge, an easy out for them in case they got caught. It was predetermined. I mean, how stupid do they think we are?
Yeah. But
I mean, after all, Stuart, I am a doctor.
Valid.
Yeah, I'm not stupid.
But something to keep in mind, I almost feel like the entire McAuliffe campaign is imploding upon itself right now. We have a lot of things going on that are just wrong with the campaign. You had the communications director have some racist tweets that were uncovered of late. You have some weird donation money. So Lycatel is a company, foreign company, donated $350K. They are currently in court in France for tax fraud, money laundering. 19 of their staff members have been arrested, and this is an ongoing thing. And you simultaneously have McAuliffe saying that Glenn Youngkin is anti-vax. However, he accepts money from Albert Dwoskin and his now divorced wife, Claire, and Claire described vaccines as a holocaust of poisoning and runs the Children's Medical Safety Research Institute, which is openly considered what the traditional definition of anti-vax used to be. So just wild crap.
Well, McAuliffe's crookedness is legendary, very involved with the Clintons and the Clinton Foundation. Mm-hmm. He was the president of Green Tech, which, if you've seen the videos of that, he guarantees people in Mississippi that he's going to bring all these jobs to the Delta. Again, no honest person in business guarantees anything. But what that was is they get $500,000 in these IB5 programs from Chinese nationals so they can come and live in the United States, probably as a passport to citizenship. And it's just crooked as hell to begin with. And of course, they pocketed all the money and they didn't provide any jobs, maybe about 12 out of the 500 or so they promised, and it was a complete waste of taxpayer money. Now, any honest person after having a debacle like that would withdraw from politics. But that's just, these are the same people who cozy up with Hugh Rodham and, and use government money to give to the people of Haiti. And they end up getting rich, and none of it goes to the people of Haiti. He's a charlatan, a crook, and a carpetbagger, and he's sleazy as hell. The other thing, Stu, is this idea that he's been so sleazy and inside the Beltway for so long, he's really in a bubble. This weekend, he said, parents shouldn't pick textbooks. We have experts for that.
I love Millie and Jack McAwful, my parents, but they should not have been picking my math or science book. We have experts who actually do that. I'm trying to lift everybody up, and that's why so many Republicans have endorsed me. Bill Kristol, goodness sake, endorsed me.
Because they don't like me because I'm a conservative, imperialist, warmonger, etc.
Gee, wow, what a thrill. I'm actually talking to that TV star, Bill Kristol, who I see on Fixed News all the time. I wouldn't miss you. You're the best at propaganda.
That is so out of the mainstream. Only a government apparatus chick could possibly think that way and not understand how much that just disgusts the average mom and dad of a kid in school. Mm-hmm. And finally, the bubble he lives in. I sent my kids to private school. I have no problem with sending your kids to private school. He sent his kids to private school, but they didn't even send them to private school in Virginia. But yet he thinks that his little elite group has the right to make all decisions for parents as far as their children's education. It's stunning in its hypocrisy and elitism and hubris.